Hi Cliff fans and welcome to another one of my 5 minute Cliff album reviews, and today I'd like to review Cliff's 1974 gospel live album Help It Along. This is I think a very underrated album. Cliff sounds absolutely fantastic. He has a fantastic band playing behind him. It's a fantastic live album which I think is very underrated. I had this on vinyl when I was very young, so I probably didn't understand what some of the songs were about, but I still loved the album. Um, well, some of the songs I loved as a child, I love the whole album now. But I'll go through some of the tracks now. The album opens with "Day by Day" from the stage musical Gospel, which is a fantastic opening to the concert. "Day by Day" it was actually featured on the first ever cassette I ever owned. The first ever album I ever owned of Cliff was a cassette called An Era Cliff Richard. And there's a couple of songs from this were featured on that cassette, and this is one of them, "Day by Day." I absolutely love it. It's a great open to the album. It's a great open to the show. Follows Celestial Houses, which was written by Terry Britton, who went on, it was actually in Cliff's band at the time, and he went on to write some classics like Carrie and Devil Woman, and even Rise Up. He wrote some songs for Tina Turner. What's Love Got to Do with It? We Don't Need Another Hero. He went on to write some fantastic songs. Became a great songwriter, producer. This is an early one by him, Celestial House. Absolutely fantastic song. Follows by a song called Jesus, which I've said before in polls. I've said in a couple of polls that I believe that this is one of Cliff's most underrated songs of all time, and I think it's because it's called Jesus that it's so underrated. I don't think people give it a chance, but it's an absolutely fantastic, powerful song, and I recommend just go and listen to it and just sit back and enjoy it. It's just an absolute cracker of a record. Follows the Hank Marvin song "Silvery Rain," which I think Cliff released as a single. I can't remember where it got in the charts, but he did actually release that one as a single. And I know Olivia Newton-John also recorded it on one of her albums as well. And I think Hank actually maybe he recorded with Marvin Welch and Farrer. But yeah, he definitely did record that one as well. Absolutely fantastic song. The next song is a song written by Cliff, which is called "Jesus Loves You," which is a kind of it's kind of his story about the festival of light that he had just been to, and it's 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 um it's kind of his little review of how that day went, and I absolutely love this. Jesus Loves You. It's just sit back and enjoy that one as well. Absolutely fantastic. The next one is Fire and Rain, which is also on that little cassette I had, an hour Cliff Richard. It's of course the James Taylor classic. I actually prefer Cliff singing it. And it's like, I love James Taylor, but I think it's just the fact that I like Cliff's voice more, that I love this. And there's actually a YouTube video on Cliff's official YouTube channel of him singing Fire and Rain, so you check that one out. The next one is another song written by Cliff, "Yesterday, Today, Forever." He's written some fantastic gospel songs, and has to be one of his best. This is the acoustic version of "Yesterday, Today, Forever." And yeah, years later, in 1987, 1988, he actually re-recorded it, and I think it was produced by Alan Turney, and put a kind of 80s stamp on it. But this is a beautiful 80s version of "Yesterday, Today, Forever." Follows "Mr. Businessman," which was written by Ray Stevens, who's written some fantastic. He's written some comedy songs. He's written some gospel songs. He's a fantastic songwriter, and this is one of Ray Stevens' best songs, and Cliff sings it absolutely fantastic. It's a really fun song to listen to. The next one is "Help It Along," which Cliff also released as a single. And the single didn't chart, but it's a fantastic song. I think it was actually a contender for the 1973 Eurovision. I think it was one of the songs that was in Eurosong, or the way it was one of the contenders to be to represent the UK. But as we all know, "Power to All Our Friends" won in the end. Um, That's the song that the public voted and Cliff went to the Eurovision with. But it follows a beautiful version of Amazing Grace. Absolutely beautiful. Follows Higher Ground, and the album closes with Sing a Song of Freedom, which is one of Cliff's another great underrated single in my opinion. It's kind of forgotten about these days, but I absolutely love Sing a Song of Freedom, and I believe it was banned in some countries because I think back in 1974 or 72, I think Cliff recorded that as single. It was banned in a couple of countries because it was apparently um you couldn't sing about freedom, you couldn't sing about things like that. But yeah, it was banned, which probably done the world of good for Cliff's street cred. I think he was actually delighted that got banned. But anyway, this album I think is very underrated. The same as 31st of February Street, the same as Tracks and Grooves and Sincerely Cliff. Songs, albums that were released around this time kind of get forgotten about. And this is absolutely fantastic. So if you're a fan, go out and check this album out. And if you've heard the album, if you love the album, if you like the album, please leave in the section below your comments on Cliff's 1974 gospel live album, Help It Along.